Right now on News Channel 6 at 6, an Augusta woman facing federal charges of releasing classified documents.
Our team coverage at 6 starts right now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 6.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jenny Montgomery.
I'm Brad Means. Thanks a lot for joining us.
Coverage you can count on continues now with a 25-year-old intelligence contractor from Augusta arrested for allegedly leaking classified information. Reality Winner was arrested the same day that leaked information was published by the online news source The Intercept. The top secret document details a 2016 Russian military intelligence cyber attack on a U.S. voting software supply company.
And tonight, the Trump administration says ED is going to continue to investigate leaks like the one that led to Winner's arrest. News Channel 6 Washington correspondent Mark Meredith continuing our team coverage now to tell us why the Winner case could be a turning point for U.S. intelligence.
A former intelligence officer tells me the Winner case should be a wake-up call for the intelligence community. Retired Lieutenant Colonel Tony Shaffer says this is an example of how much access contractors have to classified information. We had a chance to talk to Shaffer about Winner's arrest. He says while this case is getting a lot of publicity right now, he expects we'll see more arrests for different cases as the Justice Department cracks down on leaks to the press and to the public.
This is one of a dozen leaks. We know that Mike Flynn's information was leaked last year. We know that other things are still being leaked. So I think this is the beginning of a process of trying to vet out those things.
During today's White House press briefing, Press Secretary Sean Spicer said he wouldn't comment on this specific case. He says that's because it's an ongoing investigation. But the White House insists it continues to believe that leaks are dangerous and leakers should be held accountable. Reporting on Capitol Hill, Mark Meredith, WJBF News Channel 6.
We want to focus now on the woman in the middle of this investigation, Reality Winner. News Channel 6's Barclay Bishop had the chance to sit down with Winner's attorney earlier today. She joins us now live from the federal prison in Lincoln County, where Winner is currently being held. And Barclay, the attorney in this case, saying it wasn't handled right from the beginning.
Yeah, Jenny, certainly. Titus Nichols is that attorney. He's saying that he's getting his information from a press release that we all got as the media as well, from the Department of Justice, and an affidavit that we also got as to why his client is sitting in this jail cell behind me. Winner was arrested on Saturday at her home on Battle Row in Augusta. According to the affidavit, she did admit to intentionally identifying and printing the classified intelligence information with the knowledge that it was in fact classified. The problem Nichols has is that he says she never had an opportunity to talk to a lawyer when she was arrested. And in her initial appearance on Monday, they had no evidence presented to them in this case.
We don't know what exactly was in the document. If the document that's currently being circulated, if that's the actual document, the government's going to have to prove how that injured the United States and how it benefited Russia. At this stage, what we have is the government putting a lot of time, effort, and resources into prosecuting a low-level government employee versus looking at the bigger question. Did Russia attempt to interfere in our elections?
We reached out to Pluribus International Corporation, where Winner worked and was contracted with, but we have not heard anything back. Now, if she is convicted, she could face a maximum of 10 years in prison. But for now, she will remain in the jail here in Lincolnton until she faces a federal judge for her bond hearing that will be held this Thursday in Richmond County at 4 p.m. Reporting live in Lincoln County, Barclay Bishop, WJBF News Channel 6.
So while the investigation into just what an Augusta-based contractor may or may not have done is just beginning, one thing it is certain, this story is getting international attention. And today, I sat down with the man in charge of putting Augusta at the forefront of the global cyber industry. He talked to me about cyber, secrets, and what service to this country means to him. Before he took the top job at the CSRA Alliance for Fort Gordon, Tom Clark fought for this country.
I had the pleasure to serve on behalf of a grateful nation for 32 years in both peace and war, multiple combat deployments.
After that, he went to work in the private sector, where security remained a top priority.
You're told exactly what you can and cannot say. It is detailed. And there is no misunderstanding of, and in fact, the job at General Dynamics, if employees breached that, they lost their jobs that day.
This recent news of a possible top secret leak does not sit well with Clark.
If this is an actual breach, it does not reflect the commitment and honor of the service members and civilians that serve on Fort Gordon. I serve with them. I am so honored and privileged to be associated with them. And those 99.9% of folks that, are protecting our freedom, that's who we should be talking about. And sometimes, incidents like this bring light to those folks that don't deserve the attention.
And when it comes to things that are classified, no information is insignificant. Clark says it's all part of a big puzzle, and the bad guys don't need to have a single piece of it.
You think that your small piece of information doesn't make a difference when you divulge it. The enemy doesn't think that way.
Yes, for Tom Clark, this is more than just a story about information ending up in the wrong hands. It's personal, because it could threaten the things he has dedicated his life to defend.
My background deploying to combat, and many military folks had folks divulge the wrong information, we lost soldiers. So it's on our minds, it's in our hearts. We have scar tissues on our hearts from when we got it wrong at times.
So, what does that possible breach in Augusta do for the effort to put our part of the country on the worldwide map for cyber? Clark tells me he does not think it diminishes the hard work that's been done for cyber here. No, as he said in the story, he says he just wants the spotlight to continue to shine on the men and women who are serving the United States.
Taking a look at our Jiffy Lube